Archangel Michael says, a moment happened that no one around you was prepared for. When they looked into your eyes, something beyond human understanding poured out, and it shook the very ground they were standing on. They thought they knew who you were, but what they saw in your gaze left them trembling, unable to deny that something divine had chosen to reveal itself through you. The room fell silent, even though nothing was spoken aloud. The weight of that energy pressed against their chest as if invisible hands were reminding them that they were in the presence of something far greater. You carried a light that pierced through deception, pride, and fear, and it broke them in ways they never imagined possible. What they saw was not just your reflection, but the fire of destiny burning in silence. It was not anger, not sorrow, but a power that left them paralyzed, searching for words they could not find. They knew instantly that the very force inside your soul was untouchable, something that could not be contained or controlled. It scared them because they could no longer hide their intentions from you. In your eyes, their masks fell apart, their schemes turned into ashes, and their strength turned to dust. That was the moment the fear of losing their control was born, and it still haunts them at night. Type Amen to get blessing 333. They began to whisper behind closed doors about what they felt. Some tried to explain it away as intimidation, but deep down they knew it was not human fear, it was spiritual recognition. The presence they encountered in you reminded them of everything they tried to bury, everything they could never run away from. They saw truth. They saw purity. They saw judgment, not spoken, but carried in silence. Your eyes carried stories of battles you fought silently, wounds you healed quietly, and storms you survived without asking for help. That was what broke them, the realization that you were not ordinary. Archangel Michael says, the vision they witnessed was a warning to them, and a promise to you. What they thought they could destroy will rise. What they believed they could silence will speak louder than thunder. The light they tried to dim has already become untouchable. This was not just a glance, it was the unveiling of your spirit. A reflection of all the divine protection surrounding you, and they were never ready for it. They tried to study it, but the more they looked, the more they lost themselves. Type Amen to get blessing 444. From that day, many who once laughed behind your back began to avoid your presence. They could not handle the weight of what they saw in your soul. To them, you were dangerous, not because of harm, but because your existence exposed their lies. They saw fire where they expected weakness. They saw resilience where they expected defeat. They saw royalty where they expected nothing. It burned inside their hearts that you carried a crown they could never touch. Archangel Michael says, your eyes revealed the truth of your calling. What has been hidden will rise before nations, and what was mocked will be exalted in silence first, then in glory. They thought it was intimidation, but it was revelation. They thought it was fear, but it was recognition of your divine rank. Every word they speak against you from this moment will be swallowed by the power they saw in your eyes. You are no longer hidden, you are no longer overlooked. The unveiling has already begun. Type Amen to get blessing 555. They cannot forget that encounter. Even if they smile at you today, the memory of what they saw still keeps them awake. They are reminded of the moment their hearts trembled when they realized they were standing in front of destiny itself. You are the mirror that showed them their own brokenness. You are the reminder of the path they failed to walk. You are the proof that no weapon formed against you could prosper, because the fire in your soul is eternal. They now move carefully around you, as though afraid to draw too close. They know your presence is not just yours, it is backed by something beyond this world. It was not your words that shook them, it was your silence that carried thunder. Their fear is not of you, it is of the truth you carry. That truth is the reason doors are opening, the reason blessings are chasing you, and the reason enemies tremble even when they say nothing. Type Amen to get blessing 777. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, when their eyes met yours, a storm broke inside their chest. They thought they were ready to face you, yet the power in your gaze shattered every defense they had built. In that one moment, they felt exposed, powerless, and deeply shaken by what was revealed. They tried to look away, but the force was too great. Something inside them kept drawing them back, as if your eyes carried secrets of heaven they were not worthy to see. The truth came alive in front of them, and it could not be denied. What they saw terrified them, not because of evil, but because of glory. They saw destiny unfolding in silence. They saw the spark of eternal light burning through human flesh. That was when they knew nothing would be the same again. The image of your eyes carved itself into their memory like fire upon stone. No matter how much they try to forget, the vision keeps returning, reminding them of what they once feared and tried to control. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. They began to whisper after that encounter. Some tried to dismiss it as imagination, but deep down, every one of them knew it was real. Your presence had revealed a truth they could not bury. They saw strength where there should have been weakness. They saw wisdom where silence once lived. They saw power that was not taught, but born within you. Archangel Michael says, this moment was a divine unveiling. Heaven decided to show them who you really are, and they could not handle it. They thought you were ordinary, but what they saw in your eyes stripped away that illusion forever. Even now, they replay the moment, trying to make sense of it. But no matter how they twist it, the truth remains. They looked into your soul and saw fire that could not be extinguished. Type Amen to get blessing 888. From that day, everything changed in their hearts. They no longer saw you as someone to overlook, but as someone to fear, respect, and envy. The energy they felt lingers with them, leaving them restless at night. Your eyes showed them their own shadows. They saw guilt, jealousy, and deceit reflected back at them, and it crushed their pride. That was the moment they realized they could not hide their intentions from you. Archangel Michael says, the light you carry unmasks everyone around you. Their secrets cannot survive in your presence, and that is why they avoid your gaze. They know the moment they look into your eyes again, their masks will fall apart. It is not you they run from, it is the truth you reflect. Your eyes are mirrors of destiny, and they cannot withstand their own reflection. Type Amen to get blessing 999. They saw the scars hidden behind your silence. They saw the wars you fought when no one was watching. They saw the crown resting on your spirit, a crown no hand can remove. That glimpse terrified them because it proved you were not who they assumed you were. You were chosen, set apart, and anointed for something beyond their comprehension. Every time they remember your gaze, they feel a weight pressing down on their chest. It is the same weight that reminded them they could never destroy you. What they saw in you was eternal, and it silenced their pride. Now, they tread carefully around you, afraid of waking the fire they know still burns. Even when they smile, their spirit trembles, for they know what you carry cannot be contained. Type Amen to get blessing 1111. Archangel Michael says, the silence that followed after they saw your eyes was louder than thunder. Their lips could not form words, but their hearts cried in fear and awe. They realized in that moment that destiny had chosen you, and no force on earth could undo it. They saw clarity, a vision of truth they could not deny. In your eyes, every hidden agenda was exposed, and every lie they whispered collapsed like dust in the wind. They felt powerless, because the gaze they met was not just yours, it was heaven looking through you. They tried to disguise their fear with a smile, but their trembling hands gave them away. Your eyes pierced through every mask, every layer of deceit, leaving them defenseless. They felt smaller, weaker, and unable to stand before you as they once did. That is why they changed around you, why their tone shifted, and why they could never look at you the same again. What they saw scarred them, not in pain, but in revelation. They touched a power greater than themselves, and it burned inside their memory. Type Amen to get blessing 2222. From that moment forward, you became untouchable in their sight. Even when they whisper against you, their spirits tremble because of what was revealed. Your eyes became a reminder that you were not walking alone, heaven was walking with you. They saw light that could not be stolen. They saw authority that could not be challenged. They saw purity that could not be corrupted, no matter how much darkness surrounded you. Archangel Michael says, this was not an accident, it was a divine unveiling. The moment they dared to look at you was the moment heaven's truth reflected back at them. They were shaken because they knew they could not stop what was coming for you. Your rise terrifies them, because it is no longer hidden. They have seen too much, and now every attempt to block you will only crumble under the weight of what your soul carries. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. They speak of you in private, but their words are not confident. Their voices tremble when they recall the look in your eyes. They know deep down they are not fighting against a person, but against a divine destiny. They cannot forget the fire that burned within your gaze. They cannot forget how exposed they felt when they tried to stand against you. They cannot forget how their schemes turned to ashes in an instant. Archangel Michael says, this was heaven's way of protecting you. The fire in your eyes is not just for beauty, it is for judgment, it is for revelation, it is for victory. Whoever dares to rise against you will be reminded of that fire. You were chosen for this, and the moment they saw it, they knew their plans had failed. Even if they try again, the memory of what they saw will haunt them forever. Type Amen to get blessing 1444. Now they move differently around you. Their smiles are forced, their words carefully chosen, and their presence uneasy. They are afraid of the moment your eyes meet theirs again. It is not you they fear, but what you carry. They fear the truth, the power, and the destiny shining through you. They know that with just one glance, everything they hide will crumble once more. Archangel Michael says, do not lower your eyes to make them comfortable. Your gaze is a weapon of light, a shield of truth, and a flame that will burn through every shadow. Stand tall, for what you carry is not ordinary, it is eternal. They saw it once, and it shook them. They will see it again, and it will finish what has already begun. Nothing they do can erase the memory of what heaven revealed through your eyes. Type Amen to get blessing 1555. Archangel Michael says, they thought they could break you, but what they saw in your eyes proved they were already defeated. Every storm you endured, every trial you overcame, was written like fire in your gaze. When they met it, they felt the weight of heaven itself pressing against them. They saw the unshakable strength of someone who has been carried by divine hands. They saw resilience that no betrayal, no gossip, and no weapon could destroy. It was not anger they saw, it was power clothed in silence. That look pierced their soul deeper than any words could. It reminded them that every wrong they did against you would return to them. They were not prepared for the truth your spirit carried, and it shook them to the core. Since that day, their laughter has been hollow. Their confidence has been shaken. Their spirits tremble when they think of you, for they cannot forget what they saw. Type Amen to get blessing 1666. You became their silent reminder of what they tried to bury. They cannot stand too close, because your presence awakens their guilt. They cannot look too long, because your eyes reveal everything they wish to hide. They see their own reflection in you, and it terrifies them. They see their envy, their schemes, and their failure shining back like a mirror. They cannot escape it, for you carry a light that refuses to let darkness remain hidden. Archangel Michael says, your gaze is not ordinary, it carries prophecy. It carries the truth of who you are and who they can never become. That is why they fear it, that is why they resist it, but no resistance will prevail. Your eyes have already declared victory, even before your words are spoken. They saw the end of their control and the beginning of your rise. That is why they cannot forget you, no matter how far they run. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. They try to convince others that you are nothing special, but their own hearts betray them. Those who have not looked into your eyes may believe their lies, but those who have know the truth. They know the force of heaven revealed itself through you. They are haunted by the moment when everything they thought collapsed. They cannot erase it, because it was burned into their spirit. Even when they close their eyes at night, they see yours. Archangel Michael says, you must understand the power you carry. It is not only for you, it is for those who tried to bring you down. Every time they remember your eyes, it will remind them that destiny cannot be stopped. You are a walking prophecy, and they have already seen it with their own eyes. No denial can erase that moment. No scheme can undo it. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. They tried to silence you, but what they saw proved silence cannot kill destiny. They tried to control you, but your gaze showed them you cannot be bound. They tried to mock you, but now they tremble in secret. Your eyes carry storms and victories all at once. They carry the pain of your past, the strength of your survival, and the promise of your future. That combination is what shook them, because it revealed your story without you speaking a word. Archangel Michael says, your destiny will not wait for their approval. What they saw was only the beginning of your unveiling. Soon, the very thing that terrified them will become the reason you are celebrated. Every time they recall that moment, they are reminded that they cannot stop you. They can only watch as heaven lifts you higher, and every attempt against you falls into nothing. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Archangel Michael says, your eyes have become a prophecy written without words. The fire they saw was not born overnight, it was forged in nights of tears, days of battles, and years of survival. When they looked at you, they did not see weakness, they saw the reflection of heaven's chosen one. They realized then that all the lies they spread about you had no weight. They saw that nothing they did could erase the truth already etched inside your spirit. Their jealousy grew stronger, but so did their fear. They understood that you were untouchable. Not because of wealth, not because of titles, but because of the divine covering that burns within you. That covering is what shook them, because it proved their power over you was nothing. From that day, they spoke less boldly about you. They lowered their tone, avoided your presence, and carried a silent shame. Their pride could not survive in the light of your gaze. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. They saw victory in you long before it appeared in your life. That terrified them more than anything else. They realized you were destined to win, even if you were standing in the middle of loss. Your eyes told a story of resurrection. They told of moments when you should have fallen but instead rose higher. They told of wounds that healed into strength no one could break. Archangel Michael says, your story is carved into your soul. It shows in your eyes because heaven has branded you with victory. Every battle was preparation for this moment of unveiling. They were not prepared to see such fire in you. They thought you would remain small, but your eyes revealed a giant. They thought you were broken, but your eyes revealed a warrior crowned by heaven. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. Since that day, they cannot sleep peacefully. They replay your face in their minds, and it shakes them. They cannot erase the fire they saw, for it is eternal. Even when they try to forget, the memory rises again like a storm. They carry guilt because they know they wronged you. They carry fear because they know you will rise regardless. Archangel Michael says, that is why heaven allowed them to see your fire. It was not to destroy you, it was to warn them. It was to declare that no more will you be trampled, for your rise has already begun. Now they are restless. Their smiles are forced. Their confidence is broken. They know the truth, and it lives inside the memory of your gaze. Type Amen to get blessing 2223. They thought your silence meant defeat, but your silence was filled with power. They thought your patience was weakness, but your patience was strategy. They thought your fall was permanent, but your eyes revealed resurrection. Every glance you gave carried weight. Every moment you stood still carried fire. They could not match it, because it was not human strength, it was divine. Archangel Michael says, they will never escape what they saw. It will follow them like a shadow, reminding them of the crown you carry. The more they fight you, the more they will crumble under that reminder. This is why doors are opening for you now. This is why blessings are chasing you. This is why they tremble, even in silence, because your eyes already declared victory before your hands touched it. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. Archangel Michael says, the fire in your eyes was never meant to be hidden. It was planted there long before you knew your calling, long before you understood your own strength. When they finally noticed it, they knew instantly they were standing in front of destiny itself. They tried to deny it in their minds, but their spirits could not lie. The way their hearts raced, the way their thoughts scattered, revealed the truth they didn't want to face. You carried a presence they could not withstand, and that truth shook them to their core. They thought they could overpower you, but your eyes told a different story. They thought they could silence you, but your gaze spoke louder than any words. They thought you were ordinary, but heaven proved them wrong in one moment. Since then, their plans against you have lost power. Every step they take against you is haunted by the memory of what they saw. They know now that you cannot be touched, because what surrounds you is divine. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. They still whisper about you in secret places. They still try to explain away what they experienced. Archangel Michael says, your presence is not accidental, it is a divine assignment. Heaven has branded you with light, and those who oppose you will always tremble in its glow. That is why your enemies cannot rest peacefully, for your eyes have already declared their defeat. Their pride cracked the moment they looked at you. Their confidence turned into trembling. Their schemes dissolved into dust. What they saw removed every mask they tried to hide behind. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. Your eyes carried storms and victories at the same time. They carried the weight of everything you endured and the promise of everything you will become. They revealed to them that no matter what they did, they could never stop your rise. They saw the crown of resilience on you. They saw the sword of destiny in your spirit. They saw the fire of heaven burning through every scar you ever carried. Archangel Michael says, this revelation was meant to prepare you for your next chapter. They have already seen what you carry, and now they know they cannot match it. That is why they fear you even when they smile at you. Your silence is no longer silence to them, it is thunder. Your glance is no longer ordinary, it is prophecy. And your presence is no longer ignored, it is a warning to every hidden enemy around you. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. Now they avoid your eyes because they know the truth will rise again if they dare to look. They try to distract themselves, but deep inside, the fire they saw still burns. No matter how much they run, they cannot unsee it. Their hearts race when they think of you. Their pride collapses when they remember that moment. Their shadows tremble every time your name is spoken. Archangel Michael says, this is why you must walk boldly now. You no longer carry the burden of proving yourself, they already saw the proof. Heaven has already spoken through your eyes. The world will soon witness what they feared. What they saw in you will now be revealed for everyone to see. No darkness can stop it, for your light is eternal. Type Amen to get blessing 2727.